Today, an amazing story in our Loser Donald segment. I mean, aren't they all amazing in some ways? First, I want to show you a clip that the Republicans ran against Donald Trump. I'm sorry, although maybe they should have, against Barack Obama back in 2008, because it's going to relate to today's segment. Because back then, they knew that Obama wanted to be a celebrity. And anyone running for president who wants to be a celebrity, I mean, they have got to go, right? So this is the campaign ad that they ran back in 2008.
He's the biggest celebrity in the world. But is he ready to lead? With gas prices soaring, Barack Obama says no to offshore drilling and says he'll raise taxes on electricity. Higher taxes, more foreign oil. That's the real Obama.
Now, I'm most amused that back then Britney Spears and Paris Hilton were still celebrities. Also, just a quick note here on the record. Gas prices will soar. Actually, they've plummeted. Have they given Obama credit for that yet? Still waiting. Okay. And offshore drilling. Yeah, there's an argument to be made that he did far too much offshore drilling. Anyways, the point was, okay, you don't want a celebrity running for president who only cares about being a celebrity. Now, are you ready for this? Vanity Fair editor Sarah Ellison is on a podcast, and she's going to be talking at the podcast called The Takeaway. She'd written about this in June, but she's going to be talking about Donald Trump and his relationship with NBC and The Apprentice. There's so many great things in here, but I think the end of this clip is the most important. Let's watch.
Everyone is looking at Donald Trump's new team and speculating wildly that he's cornering the market on a new right-wing media empire.
Right.
You reported all of this back in June.
There have been discussions about this. So this is not just something that we have all been thinking about in the media. This is something that Trump and his son-in-law Jared Kushner have had conversations about. How would you monetize this audience? And what was struck me back when I was doing this reporting the first time around was that they talked about the electorate as an audience. And I think that is the main takeaway here, is that Trump doesn't distinguish between what an audience would be that you could actually monetize and what the political electorate is that would actually go out and vote for something.
I just want to point out one detail from your story that I think a lot of people missed. It has this fantastical idea that Donald Trump discussed with executives at NBC potentially continuing a version of The Apprentice from the Oval Office if he were elected. We don't have to give up the show. You can still do this from the White House.
Yes. I mean, the idea was that you couldn't do it during the campaign because of the equal time laws. But once you were in the White House, it's a possibility. You could certainly do it from there. So then we really would be living in a sort of Truman Show reality.
Amazing. So, first part, Donald Trump's been saying all along, and we had, recordings of him talking to Joe Scarborough, Mika Brzezinski, talking about how you guys are all getting paid from the ratings I'm getting you. He's like, and that's just one of dozens of examples where he's like, you guys are, CNN's getting the ratings of the debates. I'm not getting paid for it. Because he's not viewing this as, what can I do for the American people as their representative? Preposterous. No. He's like, how can I monetize this audience I have here? So we told you on Friday's show that he's thinking of starting a media company if and when he loses. He's already planning to lose, hence the Loser Donald segment. But what's interesting is in this new reporting, apparently back in 2011 when he was considering a run in 2012, he had this conversation with Steve Burke, who was at the time NBCUniversal CEO. And so, and there's two aspects of that's interesting. One that's the most amazing, obviously, is he was thinking of running The Apprentice from the White House, from the Oval Office. What a clown. What an unbelievable clown. Even Ronald Reagan wasn't like, all right, let's now, if I win, we'll bring the chimp back into the Oval Office and I'll start acting from there. Unless you thought his entire presidency was one giant act. But the guy wanted to continue a reality show from inside the White House. That's how unserious he views the office of President of the United States and what arguably is the leader of the free world. Like, if it'll fit into my reality show schedule. Wow. If he puts Chris Christie in his cabinet, is he going to make him go on The Biggest Loser? Wrong. I shouldn't have done that. Okay. Anyway, so there's one other aspect of that I wanted to touch on. So he decides, Trump, in 2012, he's not going to run because he didn't want to release his tax returns. By the way, he's running now, still hasn't released them. But he made Steve Burke say to him, I don't want you to run, because he's such a loser that he wanted to have an excuse. Like, I would have run, but NBC, they tell me not to run. What can I do? No, man up. Take some personal responsibility. Make your own decisions. I thought you were a big winner. You were always winning with many, many wins. Okay? No, you had to hide behind Steve Burke and hide behind NBC when you didn't want to run back then. Okay. So I just wanted to remind you guys, these are the guys who called Obama a celebrity president. The projection from the Republican Party is overwhelming. Overwhelming. They have a reality celebrity running for office who wanted to continue his celebrity status as a reality show host inside the White House, and they blamed Obama for it. They didn't just do it in 2008. I got another ad for you from the Republicans against Obama in 2012. Watch this.
Breezy of the United Steezy. So in love with
Nice.
He's a jackass. He's a jackass.
Oh, the good old days of American innocence when President Obama using the word jackass was a big deal. Wait till they get a load of Donald Trump, right? Okay, finally, one more reason why he's a loser in this situation. Bob Greenblatt, who is now the NBC chairman, says about Apprentice. Now, remember, this is his one claim to fame. This is the one thing we've actually given Donald Trump. Almost all the money he has is from his daddy. I was showing you the 6 bankruptcies he's gone through. I was showing you all the different business enterprises. They were all failures. All he did was take his daddy's money and just sit on it and largely fumble it away. So, but we said, well, look, to be fair to him, Apprentice was a hit. It turns out that is not as clear. Go to NBC chairman Bob Greenblatt, and he says, sad state of affairs thanks to a pompous businessman turned reality TV star whose show consistently ran last in its time period, by the way, who thinks speaking his mind is refreshing. So it turns out The Apprentice didn't do as well as we thought either. According to NBC itself, it ran last in its time period. The guy can't stop losing. So do you understand? Go tell everybody that you think might be voting for Trump. This guy isn't serious. He's literally a clown. And all he's ever done is lose. It's all, we're going to be winning. We're going to make America great again. We're not winning anymore. We're not. And now from now on, we're going to be winning. Really? What have you ever won at Donald Trump? Almost nothing at all. You want to watch the whole 2-hour show, Young Turks, anytime you want, anywhere you want, any way you want, no commercials? I know what you're thinking.
People should die. They want Tony Snow to die. Cheney to die.
That's not what I meant at all. Nonetheless, become a member, tyrtnetwork.com/join.